We've played countless hours of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is speeding around the corner. What else is on the Switch horizon? Today we tackle that subject with 10 Switch games to watch out for. What's up, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force, joined by Jake and Gabe, and we've got a list of 10 titles to keep your eyes on for the Nintendo Switch. Now, these aren't in any particular order, but they are 10 games across the indie and AAA spectrum that we feel you really need to keep an eye on and will be great additions to the Switch library. So let's kick things off immediately with the elephant in the room, the obvious choice. Number 1, Mario Odyssey. Can't make a list without Super Mario Odyssey on it. And can't talk about Switch without talking about the big Mario title releasing in the first year. Obviously, this is going to be a mega seller and hopefully a mega critical darling as well.
I'm more excited for like the lead up to Mario, where just hypothetically we're going to get a bunch of cool trailers and maybe a direct or two featuring Mario Odyssey and what's new in it. Like just basically I'm excited to get excited.
I'm excited, too, to see what they reveal at E3, and hopefully that'll be the first chance for us to get our hands on it. I'm assuming they're not going to do an all Mario Odyssey booth. I believe it'll be back to a blown-out full game lineup at E3, but it definitely will be cool to play brand new Mario for the first time in a while and for the first time on Switch, and we can only assume that this one's going to be big and bold and beautiful. And if Breath of the Wild is any indication where Nintendo's sort of development chops are at, then man, this could go down as one of the best Nintendo years ever.
I'm super excited to have another beefcake on the Switch to follow up Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild is not gonna last forever. You gotta be real honest. Even though it's a huge game and there's a ton to do, there's gonna be a point where you need to put it down. But I think Mario will come just in time to pick up where Breath of the Wild left off.
Very, very true. Coming in around the same time as number 2, Sonic Forces, Mario's nemesis, now friend, Sonic, is returning to the 3D scene with a brand new game and another attempt to make things right. Now, we don't know if it will. It looks pretty cool. It's got a darker tone, and it is releasing for Switch this holiday season. I have hope because, again, games are always more fun on Switch, and so if this can even capture some of the good elements from previous Sonics, like Sonic Colors and things of that sort, maybe this could be another dynamic duo unleashed upon us later this fall.
Sega made it a point to say that they wanted to bring quality back to the Sonic franchise. I would venture to say that the Sonic franchise has never really had any real quality. They just had lesser, varying degrees of bad. I don't like Sonic games personally. So I'm not excited.
I think Rush and Colors and Adventure had some merit.
Colors was okay, but yeah, no. Colors isn't the one that was okay. Generations was okay. That's the one I liked a little bit out of any of the more recent ones. Yeah, Sonic's not the franchise for me. I wouldn't have put this on the list at all, but I know a lot of people hypothetically like Sonic. So,
Jake, you used to be a Sonic boy.
Yeah, back in like Sonic Adventures with the GameCube. But I haven't.
Fun fact about Jake that everyone needs to know here.
Uh-oh.
Jake's quest for Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on Nintendo GameCube was one for the record books. I don't know if I've ever seen him more excited for a game purchase than he was the day my dad got him Sonic Adventure 2 Battle during the summer when it released on GameCube.
Joke was on you, Jake.
What? I'm sorry. No, I like that game. That game was
You
fun.
like Sonic Adventure 2? Nah, man.
I think so. I don't even remember, man. It's been so long.
The battle modes, Knuckles versus Rogue or Rouge or whatever the heck they call it.
Yeah, and like the diamond hunts and the races and stuff.
Yeah.
That was the last time I think I played a Sonic game for real. So I'm sort of in the same boat as Gabe here, where I don't have a whole lot of opinion. But I would like to try it out and see how it feels on Switch. Because again, like you said, Switch makes everything better. So if it's something fun to pick up and play on the go, maybe I will be playing it.
How fast can you finish those levels? I bet you can go pretty fast.
Gabe.
Jake is a very fast man. And speaking of fast and furious, number 3 is Celeste onto the indie game spectrum. We have a title that comes from the developers of Towerfall, one of our collective favorite indie games. And Jake, why don't you take the reins with this, because you are the you're the one driving the hype train for Celeste.
Mainly, I mean, I was super hyped when I heard that there was a game coming from the developers of Towerfall to the Switch, because Towerfall is an amazing game that never gets old. And then I saw it, and it's basically a super difficult platformer similar to like Super Meat Boy, where you were like climbing up a mountain like Everest kind of in the snow, and there looks like some very difficult and challenging levels, which I think will be great to have something, because right now the Switch doesn't have anything that's super difficult. Like Snake Pass is pretty easy, and like Graceful Explosion Machine isn't the hardest. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, have something to. It'd be interesting to have something that's like super challenging where it takes you, 10, 20 tries to beat a level on the Switch. And I'm just super excited because I think it's going to be a quality game because of the developer's history.
It looks at very precise controls, a lot of platforming prowess required. Weak-minded gamers need not apply. It does look incredibly challenging, but one that will be really rewarding. So I'm excited for that. And again, they're bringing Towerfall Ascension. So give us that, give us Celeste, and cement yourselves as one of the favorite Switch indie developers. Beautiful. Continuing on the indie side, number 4 is Wargroove, which is the Advance Wars alike, coming later this year. And it has really good art, really good style, and most importantly, local and online multiplayer. Advance Wars had fantastic campaigns, and this claims to have 12 campaigns, which is a lot of campaigns. But it also has multiplayer, which was something that we've enjoyed in the past with the Advance Wars series. And since it doesn't seem like we're getting one of those anytime soon, Wargroove enters the arena and looks to do a great job at capturing the spirit of that series. And I'm hopeful that the final product can really deliver.
I think it looks pretty fun. I like kind of like the medieval theme. Switching out from the typical Advance Wars kind of theme. I think was a smart move. And I'm interested to see how it plays. And again, another great game I think that fits into the Switch portability perfectly.
Absolutely. Number 5, staying on the medieval and battle focus, Fire Emblem Warriors. Now, we all played Hyrule Warriors, and that game didn't break any records, but it was a fun time, and I think it's even a better fit for Switch because you can bring it with you. It will not have any of the issues that Hyrule Warriors did have on 3DS in terms of performance. Instead, hopefully, a very smooth experience, and one that can be smoother than Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, which sees quite the frame rate stutters. Fire Emblem Warriors, if they can optimize it, since it is, a Nintendo IP, and deliver that fun and frenetic gameplay with a whole bunch of enemies on screen, this is another one to keep your eye on later this fall.
I'm not super big into the Fire Emblem universe or whatever you want to call it, but that's my only trepidation with this. I'm not gonna know the characters super well because I haven't played a Fire Emblem game in a very long time. I like them, just I don't have a 3DS, so. Especially these recent ones, they looked really cool. I know everybody loved them, but I never got to them. So we'll see if Fire Emblem Warriors connects with me. But Hyrule Warriors, just gameplay wise, it's a fun little distraction. It's not the biggest of games, it's not the most complex of games, but they can be fun.
I think it's a fantastic September title. I think it's a great one to lead us into Xenoblade 2 and Super Mario Odyssey. And I think the portability of it will do it favors. Plus, even if you didn't play them on 3DS, some of the characters from Smash Brothers, so that should be helpful. I'm sure they'll be in there. And, it's a nice, like you said, a change of pace from some of the other releases. Speaking of complete change of pace, let's go with sports, my friends. Number 6 is NBA Playgrounds, actually releasing next month. This one's coming right around the corner. Not as fast as Mario Kart, but definitely quickly.
Iverson might be as fast.
Which is awesome. That's my favorite childhood player. So love the inclusion of some of the greats, and hopefully it can capitalize on the previous glory of NBA Street and things of that sort. It doesn't look to have as much of that.
Well, no, this is more NBA Jam than NBA Street for sure.
Right. So I hope that.
I think it'll be a really fun local multiplayer game.
That's what I was gonna say.
Tabletop mode and just snap off the Joy-Con. Well, don't snap, slide. Sorry, wrong verb. Slide off the Joy-Cons and then play with your buddy, like they show in the reveal trailer, at a park or wherever. Gabe, you can take an intermission break from you actually playing real life basketball at the park to playing NBA Playgrounds at the playground.
Yeah, if you guys can't decide on a call, if there's an argument, just say, "Hold on," pull out your Switch and say,
"That happens way too often."
I loved, if you guys remember this game, Madden NFL Arcade
Yeah.
on Xbox 360 is a downloadable title. I thought that game was fantastic, and it didn't have as much, like appeal as Blitz or Street, but it captured it enough, and I hope that's what Playgrounds does. Just do enough to be an enjoyable time, and I thought the jams on 360 as well were really, really fun.
They were.
So I'm hopeful that this can at least reach those levels. Number 7 is Pocket Rumble. Speaking of battling, this is a
Also
one-on-one
excited for
simplistic fighter that was supposed to come out last month and isn't here. No exact timetable. Some people suspect it may have fouled cert, may have some other issues, but hopefully those can be resolved quickly and we will get this brawler, this battler, because it, again, seems like a fantastic fit for Switch, and it will come in at a budget price, which is wonderful.
I think it looks really cool. I like the graphic style, and it looks like it's a game that has a decent amount of simplicity, but also like a very competitive nature to it. So I'm super excited to try it out.
It reminds me of what's that name of the game? Punch Kick? Is that a game?
Dive Kick?
Dive Kick. There you go.
Yeah, it looks more
yes.
complex than that though, but equally as
No
fun.
diving.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Also, no Dave Lang, Jeff Gerstmann, but it should be good. Unfortunately, another delay on this list is number 8, Rime, which got pushed back to Q3 for Switch only, which is a sad story because this looked to be another excellent cross-platform indie release. Already had some issues with the pricing being more expensive on Switch, and now it's delayed on Switch, which isn't good, but don't give up hope yet. What we've seen of Rime looks really excellent, and if you're done with Zelda, waiting for the DLC, and want something that's kind of akin to that sort of adventure, I think Rime will fit fine on Switch, not only graphically, but also gameplay-wise. And look, unless you need to play it on day one, this is not going to be a tentpole title for the year, so I think the delay isn't too much
Do we
swallow
know
so long as it comes out.
Do we know? We don't know.
No.
We don't know exactly how long.
Q3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's been pushed back, and it's sort of a bummer. We've encountered a similar thing this week with Ukulele, where it's out on other platforms and not Switch with no set date. And I think it's easier to accept if you have a set date, but I think we're still so early on in the Switch life cycle that maybe development, maybe porting doesn't have an exact science or an exact time frame to it.
It took a week for Snake Pass.
Right. Well, that's because Noodle is just a G. He is a king of the gaming community.
Sure.
And those guys over there did do a really, really great job. Number 9 is a big one. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, continuing the beloved RPG and Nintendo franchise and pushing it out this year. It still seems like an odd proposition, but Nintendo continues to put Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in their 2017 advertisements. So, hey, it's coming this year, and it should be a good time.
I don't know that it's coming
These
this
are very...
year.
But they're very confident, so I'm gonna honor their confidence and hope that this big bold RPG, very different from Zelda, but another very big game, should be headed our way late this year, and maybe a nice sort of 1-2 punch with Mario. Very different tastes, very different styles, very different gameplay sessions, but they might fit nicely together because of that.
I'm curious how they make this work, just with the portability of the Switch. These are big games. Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, like that. That's the only one I played. I didn't play the original one. That is not a small game. Like there is like wide and vast environments, and there's giant monsters, and it's cool stuff. I hope that they can get it to run well.
Yeah, and they did bring Xenoblade Chronicles over to the new 3DS, so I'm sure that they can make this work with totally fine. But yeah, if they're able to bring that out, that really adds a lot to that fall lineup. But hey, even if they don't, number 10, my boy Steamworld Dig 2. One of the greatest indie franchises going right now is the Steamworld franchise. Steamworld Heist is fantastic. Dig 1 was awesome. And Dig 2 looks to continue that, adding more Metroidvania elements and a very funky, cool girl robot to go underground and see what we can find. I love this series. I cannot wait for it to hit Switch. People have been raving about it at some of the conventions where it's been shown, and it seems like it's playable, it's ready, and hopefully comes sometime this summer.
I haven't played any of the SteamWorld games, but I'm super excited
You
to try
have
this
to.
one out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I do wonder with a lot of these, Fire Emblem Warriors, Steamworld Dig, it opens up the opportunity for them to release their past catalog on Switch, which I would be open to. I know some people are against double dipping, but as long as it's optional, it would be great to grab, like Gabe, you were saying, you don't have a 3DS, we'll grab the latest Fire Emblem on Switch, or maybe not the latest since they are releasing a new 3DS, but go back and give us Awakening, or release a Steamworld pack where we can get Steamworld Dig 1, Heist, and Dig 2. That would be fantastic. Nintendo, get on the phones, make these things happen, because then you expand this list of 10 to even more. And of course, there's plenty other games to look out for. These were just the 10 we selected as ones to really keep an eye on that we think are going to be of quality and of a lot of variety to add to your Switch library and the Switch library in general. If there's any others that we missed, let us know in the comments below, and which of these you are most excited for. We definitely want to hear your thoughts and your takes as well. Gabe and Jake, let's, before we wrap up, pick one of these that you are most anticipating.
Xenoblade.
Probably. Well, I mean Mario Odyssey, but that has a lot of known factor to it. Like it's going to be good. There's
and that's why I didn't go with it. Just
but
because,
I would say not that. Then I would say either Celeste or Pocket Rumble. I know I'm not allowed to pick one. I have to pick one. Fine, Celeste. Because Pocket Rumble, you can garner more of how it's going to play from the trailer than you can Celeste. So I'm interested in that.
And I'm going to say NBA Playgrounds, because if it's good, I can see that hogging a lot of time. I really
the
can.
Switch Force video train might slow down once that gets NBA Playgrounds.
I really think that could be a lot of fun, but we'll have to see with all of these, and we'll keep you up to date when they come out, bringing you coverage and opinions and impressions. Until that time, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic week over there, wherever you may be, with your Switch, without your Switch. Make it a great one, and until next time, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest. Notification bell if you want to be first. For now, though, Switch Force out.